Yep. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, everyone.
Hello, world.
We got Scott, James, and Jeffro in. Bilger's in chat, peddling to keep up because everybody's home, so they're all taking up his internet. Bilger's in chat. Someone's got YouTube on.
I did have.
G'day, Harry.
Everything's telling me that we're live. It's like, yeah, I know. I'm sitting here. All right, turn that off.
Are you getting live reminders?
Yeah.
Don't you hate that?
I know.
Oh, damn shoulder.
And how have you been, Paul?
Oh, I've been calmly getting on with things.
Yeah.
Yeah, no point in getting worked up. Is what it is, and I'll take my time.
Yep.
Man, what about you, Scott? How's your P47 going?
P47's in pieces, but it has been going all right. Hang on, I'll just do this instead of holding that to the camera. There you go. There's a wing on a wing and a prayer. But I'll just take this bomb off. I'll just place it on to see how it looked. The bomb, and put the wings together. The flaps are all glued on, so they're not going to go anywhere. But there you go. That's as far as I've been so far. I've just
that's
started.
Not too bad.
I've just started putting the gears and all that together.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's it. I put on the bombs. This was a idea from Joshy.
Yeah.
There you go. Try that way.
Oh, yeah.
Kiss my ass.
On the bombs. Nice touch.
I thought that was pretty cool idea, so I did it. But yeah, that's as far as I've gone so far.
Yeah. Just Jeffro and James know the legend behind the Kiss My Ass decals?
I don't believe I do, no.
No,
Fella from the States called Terry. He was known as Senior. Oh, he passed away last year, wasn't it, Scott? It's been a year.
Yeah.
And his favourite saying was "Kiss my ass." A great modeler. Yeah, it was in everybody's streams, and they just decided to put together a decal sheet to honour to him in builds around the world.
Nice.
Well, it's a worthy memorial.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
That's
I
like it.
So he was a car builder.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a lot of us have taken part in it.
Uh-huh.
There is another sheet too. I think it was mostly number plates, I think.
Yeah, that came with it.
Yeah.
And there was another set for the racing car he built. The actual real thing.
All right. Yeah, well, if you didn't tell me that story, I just would have believed it would have been something that the Yanks painted on, because they also did that random stuff as well.
Yeah.
But it's better that it's actually got a story.
Yeah. That's the senior story.
Good story.
And what have you been up to, James?
Apparently we've got a weather event occurring here at the moment.
Okay.
this tropical cyclone Alfred that's meant to be making its way down the coast, and it's going to obliterate the world.
All right.
Going to, we're meant to be getting these massive winds and thunderous seas and things like that. And so that's how concerned I am.
Yep.
I kind of look at it a bit that if I could live in Cairns through Cat 5 cyclones, a Category 2 storm down here, I think will be a walk in the park.
So it's a wet, windy day for you.
I saw a grey cloud outside. Does that count? Otherwise, it's blue skies.
Okay, we'll let you off on that one.
So yeah, but I reckon maybe tomorrow afternoon that may change. We might get a bit of rain, maybe. I don't know.
Well, they hit at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking at Wendy.com.
They wouldn't hit you when you're ready for it.
No.
Wait for you to go to sleep.
Yeah.
So,
No, you stay up, to the small hours getting ready, then I'll just have a quick nap and then bang.
Well, in Cairns or Darwin, you'd go have cyclone parties. You'd go get pissed at someone's house.
Yeah.
And
they've got a shelter.
And everyone would be at, someone's house. So, but no. Last week, Tim had his BMX racing at Ipswich.
Yep.
That didn't go to plan. He came off in the first race, which wasn't the concern. It was when 2 other riders ran over the top of him.
Oh, great.
That was the concern.
Yeah.
But all is well. It was just a bit of soft tissue damage, and he raced Friday night at our local club. Raced against some real people, like German Olympians.
Yeah.
So it's all good experience for him. But yeah, he's good, and that's kind of it for me. And the cockpit in this tornado does not want to sit. It will not sit.
Which tornado was that, James?
It's an old Airfix starter kit.
All right, yeah.
Probably why it doesn't fit.
Yeah. I'm trying to use it as a bit of a mojo so I can get back into finishing the Spitfire.
Yeah.
But it just will not stay in place. So, but anyway, I'll just keep adding more glue.
Yeah.
It'll have to stick eventually.
Oh, worst comes to worst, just super glue it.
It's beside me, ready to go.
Chunk's in the chat. He's putting his D-Max back together.
Oh, enjoy, mate. You shouldn't have pulled it apart in the first place.
That's true. If they're not broke, they don't need fixing.
That's it. So.
But it is a D-Max. Says the Colorado owner. Same vehicle, different engine.
Yeah.
What have you been up to, Jeffro?
My week has been pretty well. As far as weeks go, my weeks are pretty much the same every week. I'm a bit like Jason. I play golf a few times in the week, and then I come home and I just potter around the yard. I play my guitar, have a few beers, walk the dog, shit like that. And in between that, I do a bit of modelling. But when I've been modelling, I've been doing a few things. I've been making a lot of missiles, bombs and missiles for the Israeli F-16 I'm making. I'm kind of attaching decals at the moment. That's a good.
Okay.
Attaching microscopic decals is always fun. But also, I've been doing this. Wait a minute. So, I've been applying spots to my WA,
Okay.
which has been sort of hit and miss because I kind of went stupid. It's very tempting to go crazy, and I kind of did. So I kind of had to blot out a lot of spots and kind of start again. But that's kind of been fun. I like North African designs.
Yes.
I've kind of figured out the issue with the masking paint, lifting the paint, just simply because I wasn't waiting for the paint to cure long enough.
Okay.
If ever I got a masking, I just leave it for a couple of days and then it's fine, works fine. So, yeah, pottering along with that. That's about it, really. I've got no kids to take to anything. I've just got me and the missus does her stuff and I do my stuff and we're all happy and the dog's happy and yeah. Until the rain comes, it's just been soaking up the sunshine, really.
Yep.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I must say I'm certainly getting into enjoying the airbrush though. I've procrastinated about using one and getting one for years, but I'm really happy with having been talked into getting one by what's his face up at Gladstone. It's not on today. He's been happy about getting one, and
what's
it's a
his
lot.
name?
Yeah, I've forgotten. But
Oh, mate.
it's not nearly as difficult a pain in the ass to clean as I imagined it might be, which is always good to know. I've learned a couple of things. I've put a couple of the wrong kind of paints in there that just happened to be the right colour, and I threw them in, and that wasn't good. So that was a learning lesson. But if you put the right paint in there and the right thinners in there when you need to, hey Jimmy, how you going, man?
Oh, well, hello, everyone.
Good morning
Sounds like
to
you need to go back to bed.
I just woke up. I looked at the clock. It's like, oh man, because I looked at the clock at 10 p.m. I realized, okay, I still got 3 more hours. I roll over and it's 1:07 a.m. And I was like, oh shit. I told him, hey, good morning, Harry. First of all, good morning to everyone, or afternoon to you guys, right? It's
Evening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Close enough.
quarter past 6.
Yeah, close enough. Yeah, the guy's here. That's all that matters. Never mind what time it is. Oh man,
Appreciate you coming on, Jim.
I just slipped my day away. I mean, the evening away. I had myself a busy week. Not much model wise done, but I was at my sister's house watching her place. She was down in the Dominican Republic with her boyfriend for a week of rest and relaxation. So I got home this afternoon and. Been doing things around the house. I had a big meal, went to take my nap, and I usually do in the evening and get ready for this. I really have to use the alarm on my phone. I really do. Got to start harnessing modern technology in a way that'll help me. But no, modeling wise, nothing to report. I'm gonna. As a matter of fact, let me just fill you in on what's going on. Say hello to everyone. Say hello to Jason. I see he's in the chat. So is Bill. Harry Marwick, Chunks out there. So I want to say good morning to everyone, or hello, and to you guys. And I'm gonna go make myself some coffee. So I'll be back.
Yeah. Have a
Oh,
strong
by
one.
the way, rest in peace, Gene Hackman, Popeye Doyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sad.
I watched
Anyway,
him on.
okay, guys, I'll be right back. Okay.
All right. Take your time, Jim. No guns.
No, yeah, right. No.
Wombat's got to lurk.
Okay.
Well, no need to be shy. But I don't blame him. Right. All I've been up to is playing with Intruder.
Flight of the Intruder.
No, the A6E, the tram.
Yeah.
Well, that's where I'm up to. Hang on. Oh, I don't really need light, but what the hell?
Which model is that, Paul?
This is the Academy A6E.
Okay. If that's anything like the F4, that's nothing wrong with Academy.
Now, it's been a bit of a trick to get some of the parts to stick together, but that might just be me.
Probably just you.
Yeah, true. Right.
Well,
The interior's all done.
to quote something you said a little while ago,
That's good.
there's always super glue.
That's true.
Yes. Although I have to get some new stuff because I think mine all dried up.
Well, I got to get some new ends or caps.
I got some
No,
stuff from
that's what I've
Woolies just the other day, a little bottle of stuff from Woolies, and it's brilliant. It's a brush on,
Yeah.
which is great. Works. No danger of it drying out or anything like that. You just unscrew it and brush it on. It's great.
Fair enough. So, hang on. Where's
Only
the
glued my
box
fingers
lid?
together once.
That's the kit.
Oh, okay. I think I've seen that one.
And I think it's the newest one they've got.
Yep. Oh, okay.
That was clever. Just dropped the hobby knife.
As
Missed my
long as
foot.
it didn't, as long as it didn't go into your foot.
Nah, it missed. And that's the scheme it's getting done.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, right here. It's almost
Doesn't
like an
tell you
aggressor
what-
colour.
Pardon?
It's almost like an aggressor colour.
I think it's Desert Storm.
Yeah,
But I
right.
could be wrong because
Yep.
they don't tell you that.
Well, they did have the F111s in the first one. So
Yeah.
maybe that's where it's from. Maybe.
Ah, well, so yeah, we go. Yes, Wombat, I'm going to use the kit markings. Stick it next to a. Hang on. The Intruder, so be a Tomcat next to it. Yeah, the VA65. Yep. The world famous Fighting Tigers.
There you go.
So that's all I've been up to. Yeah.
All right. I'll go and show you what I got this week. All excited about it. Well, I'll take it too.
That's a bright shirt, James. You're muted. G'day, Terry.
Hey, Terry.
You're muted.
I think he's spraying stuff.
Oh, okay.
I'm in a bit of a jet phase at the moment.
Oh, okay.
And the reason I asked Paul before what tornado he got was I always kind of been a bit sort
You
of
mean
iffy about
James?
Revell. Yeah, James, yeah. I've always been a bit kind of funny about Revell. But the reason that I had some options about a few different sort of things that were available. So I did some I did some reviews, and some of the ones that I could have got were actually turned out to be really good kits. So I got this one.
The GR4.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
it's pretty cool. Big box, lots and lots of bits that I like. Way too many bits. Anyway, this is an interesting one. Though. This is a limited edition Edward Mirage.
Yeah.
The only reason I got that one was because it had a funky colour scheme.
Yes.
It's got 6 colour schemes, but that one looks kind of interesting. So,
Yep.
yeah.
That one does look good in the Fanta scheme.
I was gonna get a tornado. There's an extra limited edition tornado I was gonna get with the Tiger Meat colours on it, but considering the cost of this one, compared to that one, it was a bit stupid than the other one. This one's like $80 cheaper, so I'm fine with it.
You
It
can
also
always
has-
buy different decals.
Yeah. So I'm kind of looking forward to doing those, really. But I've got a few things going at the moment, so just like everybody else, I've got 3 things going at the moment. So as soon as I whittle it down to maybe one, I might start one of these, and that'll probably keep me on for the rest of the year. The number of bits that are in them.
Yeah. What scales do you have the Mirage?
F18, 148, both 148.
Yeah. Be shocked to see how small it is.
Yeah.
It's a
Compared to
tiny
the Tornado,
aeroplane.
Yeah. I saw one at where was it? At Scone. And they're really not as big as you think they are.
Nah. If you ever get down to Newcastle,
Yep.
go to Fighter Town.
Go to Williamtown. Yeah, I've never been there. I used to actually live near there, but I never actually went. But
They
yeah.
have in the museum. They have a Mirage cockpit that you're allowed to climb in.
Top of
Yeah,
Evans Head is a. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, took my grandson in, got him in, tried to get him out. I tried to get in to get him out, and they almost had to get a crane in to get me out of it. They're tiny. They're not made for a larger person.
They've got a F111 you can crawl around inside up at Evans Head. That's kind of interesting too.
Yeah, they've got an F111 at Fighter Town. A 1-to-1 scale model Spitfire.
Yep. Yeah,
It's a good day out there.
I've been past there a few times. I don't know, just always been on my way somewhere else. But yeah, I mean, take a look at the box. I mean, there's that, and there's that.
Yeah.
Probably half of the tornado's taken up by ordnance. There's bugger all ordnance with the Mirage, but yeah, this looked interesting.
Now, the Mirage is a nice plane for its day.
Was yeah. No complaints.
Never got to see any of them.
What? Why is that, Scott? Because they were a Mirage?
No, because they didn't venture down here much.
No, they were kept up north.
There's nothing to defend down there, Scott.
Oh, we've got penguins.
Shotgun and a rowing boat will defend those.
A couple of stray dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't. Yeah. All
We
right.
don't mention that down there.
That actually happened just out the road here a few months ago. It's caused a big ruckus. Anyway.
And how have you been?
You go on a penguin tour to New Zealand, and you're sitting there looking at the penguins. They've got all these sort of places you can walk, and there's like a blind thing you can stand in, just looking at the penguins. And there's bloody cats everywhere. Look over there, there's a cat. There's another one over there. There'll be 3 cats all stalking these penguins. And the guy will say, okay, we're going to go now. We're going to end the tour. And you go, okay. And he says, well, don't worry. It's not because you run out of time. It's just because I want to go and get my gun so I can come back and shoot the cats.
Yeah. Proper tour guide.
Jeffro, when you say cats, what kind of cats are you talking about?
Cats.
House cats.
Cat.
What,
Yeah, yes.
wild, yeah.
Feral
Feral
cats.
pussycats.
Oh,
Domestic
okay, okay. Oh, those poor little penguins.
Well, the cats kill a lot of them, so
Yeah.
Well, I guess they keep everything in balance, right? I don't know.
yeah.
Scott
Oh, you
sends
go to New
Tassie
Zealand, they're
Terry.
everywhere.
Does Scott do your winters get cold down there in Tasmania?
Yeah, not as cold as you.
Well, we know, yeah, that, yeah. Well, we could also go farther north to Winnipeg and what Ron goes through up there, and that's even colder than me.
Yeah, yeah. No, we do get cold. We get to 5 degrees, sometimes minus in the minuses overnight.
Oh, really? Drops below freezing, huh? Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. Probably more so up in the highlands, obviously, because you're in the mountains. But yeah, but apart from that,
Okay.
yeah, we
Does
manage.
anybody watch the YouTube channel Marty's Matchbox Makeover?
I think I've
I think
heard of
I've
it.
seen it.
If you don't search it, he's an Aussie that restores Matchbox diecast cars.
Yeah.
All right.
I've been binge watching him the last week, and he's got a lot of videos, and he's even back to making some after I guess a year or so away from it. But anyway, just thought I'd pass that on to you guys. He's a fellow Aussie that turns he goes to all kinds of swap meets and buys these old Matchbox cars that are just languishing away, and he takes them home and he restores them and he records all of his work. And he's done a lot of different little Matchbox cars, and even some I remember having as a kid. So it's
Well, I wish my mum didn't
I
throw away
like
all my
watching stuff like that. So, Paul, did you get your
Yes.
decals for the B-24?
No, not yet.
Oh man!
They've got to be made, I'd say.
Right?
No, they're going to notify me when they come in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, a friend of mine had some decals for a B-25 he's working on, a 72nd scale. And it was an aftermarket sheet that he bought on eBay.
Yep.
And as soon as he put the decals in the water, they dissolved.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I know. Well, fortunately, he was able to nail down another 2 or 3 decal sheets of the same thing. So he's got a little insurance. But yeah, he said that was a major disappointment to him because he's ready to, put the markings on the model. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the damn things just fall apart as soon as you put them in the water. So that's not a pleasant surprise.
No.
So what are you working on now?
I'm working on an intruder.
Oh, that's right. I saw the directions. What's the camo pattern for? I've never seen an intruder painted like that.
Desert Storm, from what I can gather.
Is that the orangey tan black?
Yeah, I see the instructions right. Okay. Yeah. Is that a 48 scale kit?
Yeah.
You don't build small stuff, do you, Paul?
No, my eyes are stuffed.
Build big or go home.
Build big so I can see what I'm doing. I mean,
Yeah.
it gets ridiculous when you look inside the cockpit.
Woo-wee. That is a big plane. Yeah, that's nice. Very nice.
It does. It is. Yeah. I need to get me one of those stands.
Let's see that camo scheme. I've never seen an intruder in anything but gray and white, so I'm really surprised. Oh, okay, there it is. Wow, very unique. The world famous fighting tigers, not flying tigers, fighting tigers.
Fighting tigers.
Okay. All right. Well, there you have it.
Yeah, I got that. And this one for Sue's stream, which was kind of big fun. She's probably shown it before.
Oh, Thunderbirds. Thunderbird 1. Okay, yeah. Very cool.
And the launch bay.
Okay.
Well, it's a tiny little kit, but it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1/350 scale.
Nice. Very nice.
That's about all I've been up to.
Okay. Bill, I mean, yeah, what Bilge is, he's in the audience. Okay. And Wombat
Yeah.
wanted to say, Wayne, if you're still watching, thank you very much for the stickers. I do have them. I've got one of the two you sent me. I put that on my cutting mat on my workbench. And one of these days, I'm going to get a camera that I can mount above the bench so I can sit there and work and join you guys instead of staring at you from a computer, my computer, and doing nothing like I am tonight. I just was totally unprepared, so I'm not even, I haven't been at the bench all week because I haven't been home. So I gotta get back to work. Well, there he is. Okay, Wayne.
You're doing better than us, mate. You get up at 2 a.m. in the morning to do this, so we admire you for that.
Yeah.
Well, it was easy before, and now I'm finding it difficult to get to wake up when I want to. And so, like I said, I got to start using my, take advantage of this thing. And it's a freaking mini computer we carry around in our pocket. So this thing's got a lot of uses. Got to start utilizing them. So anyway, and I believe Jason's in the audience, right? I just wanted to make sure. I thought I saw that.
Haven't seen him.
Yeah, there he is, Aussie Scale Modeler. Yeah,
That's me.
Oh, that's you. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
Well, how is he doing? Does anyone keep in touch with him regularly?
I haven't heard from him lately, but Jeffro has.
Yeah,
He's been texting and abusing him.
Yeah, we've been texting each other just very, very sporadically. I usually speak to him a few times through the week, but he's been very quiet. He hasn't been well, and apparently he's lost his voice.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh man.
Apparently his wife's probably very happy about that. But the thing with Jason is that he's a master of understatement. So when he says he's not well, you don't really know whether he's just not well or really, really not well.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well,
I haven't heard. I sent him a message a little while ago, but he hasn't replied yet, so I don't know.
Okay.
So,
I was going to say, poor man was working himself to death. So
Yes.
who knows? He may have got himself ill and got to recover from that. With nothing but rest is going to help him. So hopefully he'll get that rest.
I think so too.
Last time I spoke to him, they had a bit of water damage up there through the shed.
Oh, really? What you mean, the paint making shed?
I think so.
Oh, bugger!
I don't know if it got into the shed badly, but
is there any word on him selling Outlaw Paints? I mean, maybe we shouldn't be talking business on the show, but I was just curious because I think that would help him tremendously if he can find someone he can trust to sell it to, and they can continue to do Outlaw Paints. It's just too much for him.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think there's a fella that's interested, but I haven't heard much more than that.
Okay. Well, I hope for his sake that happens soon. Then he can just concentrate on being him.
Yes.
And, he needs a break from that. For God's sake, I don't know how old he is. I'm going to be 61 this year, and I feel myself slowing down every month. This winter, this month of February here in the Midwest has been, goodbye to February, and I'm happy for that. It was a miserably cold month. I mean, we had a stretch of about close to 3 weeks where the temperature barely got above, for us, did not get above freezing.
Yeah.
It was below 0 Celsius for the better part of close to 2 weeks. And then we did flirt with 0 for a while here and there. But for the most part, it was just cold. And this past week it warmed up, and then the rains came and it melted the snow, and the ground is starting to dry out eventually. The dog's happy because now we can actually run and play in the park because it was all just frozen snow before that, and he couldn't stay out there very long because of the damn cold. So let's hope that March is a better month outdoor-wise.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard as hell for me to stay busy and alert, staying in the house most of the day. So, he was hoping I can get out and do things. Like we had a nice day today. It was nice and sunny. Supposed to be the same thing tomorrow too. But yeah, model work. I'm, like I said, I'm doing the same stuff. The same projects are still going. Had I woke up on time, I was going to set up my computer at the workbench, which is great because when I'm with you guys or any live chat that does modeling, I'm sitting at the bench. It motivates me to get busy and do stuff. So, but not tonight or this morning, I should say. Did you finish that P-47, Scott?
No, not yet. I'll take that off. I've been working on the landing gear and the bombs. You can see in the bay now. So
yeah,
I took them out. I've only got to paint the landing light.
Okay.
It's covered in blue tack, so it doesn't get paint in it.
Right.
and put the lens on, and then it's done. But that's as much as I've done so far.
Okay. Nice.
Good message.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. Did you make those decals?
No, they're custom made, but
They were available from STS in the States.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Nice. Okay. Very good.
It's a memorial build for
Terry Thacker.
yeah.
Okay. Very
Yeah.
cool. And Jeffro, what are you working on?
Recently, mate, I'm gluing microscopic decals on missiles.
Oh, what fun.
Yeah, it's a good time killer though. For my Israeli F-16. So I'm doing that. I was waiting for some paint to arrive, and my paint has arrived. But while I was waiting for it to arrive, I thought, I don't need all these missiles, obviously. But I thought, the hell with it, I'll just make them just in case I can use them later on for something. So I thought I'll just put them all together and paint them all up and deck all them and everything. So I've got them all sitting and waiting. Just if ever I do another kit which has got similar ordnance, I could just throw these on. So I've been kind of doing that. But as I was saying before, I'm doing that JU-88, that German JU-88, and I've been doing a North African scheme with that, with lots of spots. And I've been doing that today. That's been fun. Another learning experience. Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing that there's a lot of ordnance that comes with that F-16 if you've got that much to do.
Yeah, two of everything. Yeah, a bit of everything. 1, 2, how many? 2, 4, 5 different drop tanks. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Yeah, a lot. A lot of choices. That's all right.
Oh, man. Sorry about that.
The worst part's keeping the fins on.
Yeah. Well, the worst part for me would be the decals. I need my vision glasses. I guess your eyes are strong enough to be able to do that. That's the stuff that makes my eyes pop out.
There are some that I'm not bothering with.
Yeah. I've seen some of newer models, like for instance, a Clear Prop. They make a lot of 1/72nd scale jet models, and I saw a review of one. I think it was a MiG-23, and they come with a lot of ordnance on there, and they come with decals for the ordnance, and there must be maybe 6 to 10 decals per item. Can you imagine doing that in 1/72nd scale? I mean, I think I'd be able to do a couple every day, and then have to rest my eyes for another 24 hours.
I was doing one particular one the other day. I think it probably took me about 3 hours to put them all on, just on one.
Mm-hmm.
But all right. It's not as if I'm doing anything else with my day.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like what happens with I like to build armor models, and when you get into the routine of cutting apart and cleaning parts for the suspension and then assembling
Yeah.
them, it becomes almost assembly line and repetitive, but it's also
Yeah.
very therapeutic.
Yeah. I really enjoyed. I got some Zimmerwit for that Panther I was doing, and I really
Yeah.
enjoyed putting that on. That was really kind of interesting doing that.
What did
And
you use?
ATAC, I think it was ATAK. I think it was.
Okay.
It's just a really fine sort of a, yeah, and it's molded around everything. You just cut it out with a knife and.
Oh, okay. All right. I've used something similar to that. You mean it's like a flat sheet that you got to cut the certain.
Yeah. It just comes in a flat sheet, and
Yeah. I did that.
And
I did that once on. I've got a King Tiger that I bought a set specifically for that particular King Tiger. Not the kit, but I mean the style of turret and then the body or the hull is the same. Anyhow, I know what you mean. I've done them. Is it resin?
Yeah. It's very thin. Very thin.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you just sort of spot glue it, and then you just bleed some glue underneath it, and it spreads and it sticks really well.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, and it's where all the tools and the equipment go around it. It's all cut around it all and everything. So you just sometimes it takes a little while trying to figure out exactly what little tiny bit goes around which shovel and
Little tiny bit.
It's a good product. Yeah.
Cool. Good. I look forward to seeing that. You should. You getting close to finishing it?
Not really. As I said, I've got 3 kits going usually.
Okay.
And that's the third one.
That's cool. I got
concentrating on top.
I
Give me
do
a
the
second.
same. Yeah, the older I get, the more models I'm starting.
I know. I've kind of I don't know, I kind of started getting on a roll just with one particular one. And I've been doing this ordnance all week. And in between doing the ordnance, I mean, I was waiting for paint for Yu-88, and I was waiting for paint for the F-16. So while I was waiting for that, I just started on the ordnance. Then I got the paint, so I started doing that. So I've really kind of ignored the tank for a while, but I've just got to. There's a couple of little bits that I've lost to the carpet monster, and I've got to do a bit of scratch building. And I guess that's kind of sort of put me out of the mood for doing that. So I started off doing something else, but it's no big deal. I just sort of,
Come back to it later.
Yeah. So James, did you finish that Spitfire, the 24 scale Spitfire?
No. Hang on, let me. Unfortunately, no, not yet. I think after coming back from away at Christmas, I really lost enthusiasm, and that's why I thought I'd do this little tornado.
Okay.
A bit of
Yeah.
joking.
Cool.
But I've been chatting with a mate, and he goes, "How long do you really think it'll take you?" I said, "Oh, probably a full week, but like only working on that." But we'll see. I'll get back to it soon.
Yeah.
So,
I know the feeling. I know what you're talking about. I think everyone does at one point. You just it's like, okay, I know what I want to do. I even know what I have to do, and it ain't happening yet. Yeah. Well, that's part of modeling,
Yep.
Still, also the last week we've had a few contractors around the house as well, fixing some bits or replacing some bits. The house is only 8 years old, but it seems to be the 7-8 year mark, and things start breaking or stop working, or conveniently it's now out of warranty. So you have to pay for it yourself. And we had a roofer over on Saturday morning, regrouting all the roof cap edging, I guess you'd call it, whatever the top capping is. So regrouting all of them because our house faces the north, and so it's in the sun all day. For a good 14, sometimes 15 hours a day during summer, if there's light on it. So all the grout had dried out, cracked and fallen away and all that stuff. So, yeah, reached out to a guy who came out on a Saturday to do it.
Are temps starting to moderate a little bit? I mean, you guys are getting into late summer now, right? Still real hot?
Still warm.
Today is the second day of autumn, apparently. Or fall,
Yeah, but
sorry.
Mother Nature can't read the calendar.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is slowly cooling down here. So
So we had a
The days are getting
comfortable
shorter very fast.
comfortable 24 here today,
Oh, that sounds good. That's
as
not
opposed
bad.
to 36 yesterday.
36. That is warm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, your days are shortening. Our days are lengthening.
Yeah.
Which
So
means
next
daylight saving should finish soon.
Right, yeah. This time next week we turn the clocks forward. So we'll be catching up to you guys by an hour. And then when you wind your clocks back
Yeah.
for your autumn turn back, it'll go from a 17-hour time difference back to 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think there's still 5 weeks to go, isn't it, Paul?
I'm not sure on that. Well, they haven't asked me, so
well
It's
they've
probably
been
around-
messing
Around,
with
isn't it?
yeah, in the States, they've been messing with that spring forward, fall back stuff for years to lengthen the day. So what used to be even 6 months one way, 6 months another, April and October, they've moved it to early November to early March. So it's only 4 months out of the year. In fact, a lot of my clocks, I don't move back. I just leave them on the same as the summertime. Because it's only 4 months, and then they're back to reading what the time is. So there's a lot of blowback in the States about abandoning the time change. A lot of people want to just leave clocks as they are instead of move them back and forth.
Yeah.
6th of April we go back or forward.
Okay, yeah, that's a full month after us.
6th of
6th of April, so we've got plenty of time yet.
first weekend in April.
April.
Yeah. So yeah, I got nothing to report, guys. It's just stagnation for me for my model, and I got to get back to it. But I got all kinds of stuff I want to do. It's just got to get busy with it.
Yeah. Well, that's the way it goes.
Yeah,
You're all flat out one day, finish the next. You go, oh,
right.
shit, now I've run out of everything.
Yeah. How's your mom, Paul?
Oh, she's doing all right so far. At least she
Yeah.
hasn't fallen over yet.
Well, that's good.
Well, like the last time we were on, a couple of weeks
Yeah,
ago.
I've been away a couple of weeks. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been here. So
Yeah, Wombat, that sounds like an expensive replacement repair there, mate. You'll find when you get some split systems in, it won't quite reach everywhere you need it to. We started with split systems in our house, but our daughter's room, it couldn't get to our daughter's room. So then Kelly went and spent, I don't know, $13,000 on getting the full system done. So, but it's been worth it ever since.
okay, be right back, guys. My coffee's ready. I'll be right. I'm gonna go grab a cup.
You have to grow it.
Oh,
No, so it's been quiet, just plodding away at different things.
yep.
Then there's that pesky life that gets in the way.
Yes.
I know. It's ridiculous, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're sitting down and it's too damn hot to do anything.
Oh yes,
Yes,
definitely
yes,
go panels and a battery there.
yeah. At least get the solar up and running now.
Yeah, yeah. Although heading into the cooler months, it'll be cheaper for you.
Do you get the rebate down there?
Solar rebate. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know they keep calling, ringing me every week. Heard
yeah,
about the solar rebate? No.
yeah. We used it 2 years ago. Bugger off.
We've even had phone calls. Oh, we've used Google Images and we've noticed you don't have any solar panels. Yes, I do,
Yeah.
mate. No, you don't, because it's not on Google Images. Mate,
Yeah, that's
it's been on
2-year-old, Dopey.
4 or 5 years. Oh, it's not reflecting that. Well, that's a you problem.
Or we're currently working in your area. Yeah, right.
From India.
Didn't want to go there, but yep.
Uh,
Yeah, well, go for the discount on the solar panels, Wombat, because
yeah,
our bills in summer are zero.
yeah.
And that's with both aircons running.
And if you can afford it, get it all together at once, it will be cheaper. We did ours the more expensive way. We only bought what we could afford at the time.
Yeah.
So we've probably paid 4 times more than what we should have, but we only bought what we could at the time.
Yeah.
So
And they've now got a discount scheme on the batteries too.
yeah, we got 10 kilowatt of battery,
Yeah.
and if we're not running the aircon, the battery lasts till like 2-3 in the morning, and so then we're
That's
only
okay.
using 3 or 4 hours of ground power, shore power,
Yeah.
before salt kicks in again.
It all makes sense.
Yep. So, but we know about it when we're running the aircon and the pool's running 24/7.
Yeah.
So the kids have been reminded not to turn the pool heater on without telling us.
Well, tell them to harden up. Just get in the water. Wait for the water to heat up with the sun, then jump in.
Yeah. Yeah, what the heck?
Yeah,
Those
proper solar
kids
power.
are Australians. Come on. Gotta have
Yeah,
some
they
of that.
don't need heated pills.
Half Australian, half English.
Oh, well, there you go.
Okay.
Got to be warm before I get in it, mate.
Yeah, if we haven't pissed off all the people from England now, but sorry, folks. Jeffro, here. This is the see. The thing is yeah, you can't see it with this. With this, I'll have to email some photos to Paul. This is the
Wow.
and this is the one I bought the resin, the aftermarket Zimmerit for.
Yeah.
You can't see it on these photos, but this it's. I did just what you did with the parts were specifically made for each of the plates on the hull and also the turret.
Yep.
And it's nice. I forget the manufacturer of it, but what was nice about this is that it's also I don't know if anyone else notices, but most aftermarket resins, most aftermarket Zimmerit sets, whether they're decals or sheets of brass, they're too uniform. They look too good, too clean. If you look at photos of the real vehicles, when they tried
Hand applied.
it was a mess. There was all kinds of incongruencies to the texturing, and so this stuff I have on here.
Out of it.
I'm sorry, what's that? What's that, Kefra?
The stuff I got had little nicks out of it, like it was.
Yeah.
It was.
That's it.
A lot more, little chips
Right,
over
that's
here
how
and
it should be. Yeah, that's how it should be. I mean, it doesn't take long. All you got to do is find a few close-ups of a Panther or a Tiger or a Panzer IV with that, and you'll see just how messy it really was. So That's why I have another vehicle that I applied it by hand. I used putty and I spread it out and I troweled it on. I bought a tool set from Trumpeter. They other manufacturers make them too, but they're different Zimrit patterns on tools that you literally press it into the putty and it creates the
I've seen that.
pattern. And that looks it's real laborious, it's real time consuming, but when it's done, it looks awesome. It really is the way to go.
That's the way it was done on the real thing.
Exactly. That's right. That's right, Paul. Yeah.
Throw the cement on, then
on that paint scheme. How did you do the dots? Did you use a mask or?
I used an airbrush. I just narrowed my airbrush down real low and just sprayed them on just little bits at a time. I kind of wish I hadn't, because the model I was working on didn't have the ambush pattern. Because I painted the turret numbers myself and the cross. I did those on my own, and they kind of look rough because leave it to the Germans. They had stencils for those turret numbers. Very rarely were they hand painted, and but anyway. Yes, the ambush pattern I did spray on there, but actually the vehicle I'm modeling, I was, this thing's almost 25 years old, that model you're looking at. It didn't have the ambush pattern, but I got carried away with my airbrush in hand, and all of a sudden my artistic license
took over.
Took me from doing something authentic and what I wanted to do to that. Now I don't mind it. What the hell? It's a model, and I can make another one. But the ambush pattern I sprayed on by hand with not by hand, with my airbrush, just tiny little blasts. But a lot of times, if I remember, those ambush pattern spots were I think hand painted, most of them.
Yeah, you'd reckon so. I did that. I did that model pattern on that JU88 today, and I'm thinking, don't do too many, don't do too many, don't do too many, don't do too many. And sure enough, by the time I finished, there were that many dots on the bloody thing. It looked like it had measles.
Yeah.
So I had to go. I hear you,
Jeffro. That I've done a few model patterns on the side of German aircraft, and every one of them I must have repainted over with light blue and started over again at least twice. Yeah. Because you got to be careful, and this is where having like an 02, a 0.2 needle would help, because you literally got to draw those on, and they're not all these dots. They're more like these really. Here, hold on, I'll be right back. I got a BF 109 that I just finished last year, and I'll stop talking. I'll be right back.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm discovering less is more.
Yeah, but like, I bet if there were two of the same tanks side by side, I bet you one had more dots than the other.
Oh, quite right. Yeah, I agree. I mean, you start off thinking, you start off getting all these dots completely uniform. Oh, awesome.
Now this one, I'm trying to hold it where you can actually see the fuselage. Let's see if I can get away from the freaking glare too.
Try and hold the tail too.
Yeah. This is an old kit, but it's as you can see with the pattern. Here, let me get it up there. It's all uneven and patchy. They're not dots. They're more like drawn on there. And I had to do that like 2 or 3 times where I got it the way I wanted it. And I'll flip it over on the other side too. And I don't know what the purpose of this pattern was. My guess, this is just a guess, but my guess is that it was meant to represent flak bursts in the sky, because it's on the horizontal side of the airplane. That's my thought. I have no idea what the purpose of that camouflage was. It's really cool, and this is a really nice model. I'm really glad I made it. Even got the spinner. The yellow one.
Oh, look, those bloody things. It's always been interesting to me how different aircraft or different countries have such radically different camouflage. Like the Americans are usually very bland and very just sort of like single coloured.
Mm-hmm.
British
Yeah.
had their two-tone camouflage with something underneath, and the Germans just went crazy.
Yeah.
And you sort of think, well, there must be a reason why they came up with that. And I read an article, I don't know, I was doing some research on RLM colours, and I read an article about how gradually, as the war went on, their colours became so much more just generic, just simply because they couldn't get the paint colours.
Oh,
But
well, you talk about the
They
colors
still
themselves.
evolved
Yeah.
into all these different.
Yeah.
But
Well, the
even so,
pattern-
right till the end, though, the Germans still kept on with a very similar. They used slightly different colours, but they kept up with a very kind of similar camouflage scheme, which just you'd say, I wonder why they came up with that.
Well, they were masters of seasonal camouflage. They would even paint their airplanes white in the wintertime on the Russian front.
Yeah.
They didn't do that quite so much on the Western Front or in Italy, but on the Eastern Front they did.
Yeah.
Same with their vehicles. And if you look at a lot of photographs of British and American armor, and even and both the Germans and Russians whitewashed their vehicles, but the British and the Americans did it, but then again, a lot didn't. And
I've got a Stuka. I'm going to try that on. Actually, I've been thinking.
oh yeah, there are some really elaborate patterns on German aircraft for winter camo. Really cool stuff. I mean, it'll give you a lot of practice with your airbrush.
Yeah.
But they made camouflage. They took camouflage to another level. I mean, they must have kept their paint making companies really busy because they were always changing colors and applying. Like if a unit moved to the desert, they had to repaint the airplanes because they had to make that more. I mean, you can't have a European, a dark gray, dark green camo on a 109 flying around the Libyan desert. So they would paint over that with their yellows and browns, and you'd have that dot pattern you see on some 109s and Stukas. Right, yeah. Well, see what Wombat's saying. Since at a certain point in the war, the Americans didn't even bother painting their planes because they figured out there was about 100 pounds of paint they could save.
That's right.
By not weighing down a B-17 with a coat of paint, so they just kept them natural metal.
And it was cheaper.
Yeah, cheaper and quicker. Yeah.
Quicker turn round, quick, get him out the door quicker.
Yep. But my question is, doesn't metal oxidize? I mean, especially when you go up to like 25,000 feet and then you come back down to ground level, isn't there any kind of moisture or anything like that's left over, like condensation?
Yeah, the aluminium goes dull, but it's not an aluminium like the aluminium can is. It's a higher grade.
Okay.
Like you've got different steels, you've got different aluminiums.
Oh, right. Yeah. What am I thinking? Aluminum, of course. It doesn't rust. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, aluminum.
Yeah. Or no. Keep it. I just had this. Okay, guys. I'm gonna take this in a different direction, and I hope this doesn't ruin the show.
Oh, can't make it any worse.
Aluminium or aluminum, it doesn't matter. You say it where it is, where you live, like
Where it's made,
potato or potato. If I'm in Australia, I'm saying aluminium. Here in America, where I grew up, I'm going to say aluminum. And I'm not telling everybody that's how you got to speak. I'm just saying I do it as the Romans do it.
Oh yeah.
Right.
For so long, if you were to visit Australia, you would keep saying it how you would at home for the first few weeks until you keep hearing it.
Yep, that's right.
And then you would change your accent / dialect to the new environment. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what was it? I think it was the writer George Bernard Shaw said, "We are two people separated by a common language," and he was referring to the British and the Americans. And I mean, there's words you guys say, and we don't use them here, and vice versa. Yeah. And the thing is, with all these live chats I'm doing, like with all you guys, and the other ones I do during the week where I'm talking to people from the UK. Now I'm starting to use words like knackered and just think of things you guys use every day. And I'm starting to slowly, they're starting to come into my mind, and that's the word that comes out when I mean like, oh man, am I knackered? Oh man, I gotta get some sleep.
Yeah.
You know? So anyway, just what? Yeah. Oh, by the way, who watches Dad's Army? Anybody remember the show Dad's Army?
I haven't done for a while.
Yeah, I keep talking about this, but I've become a Dad's Army addict over the last month. Someone recommended them to me, and said just watch it, and so I found a whole bunch of their episodes on YouTube, and then I started studying the history of the show. Ran for almost 11 years. There it is. Yeah.
There you go.
I just love the characters. My favorite characters are Corporal Jones and Private Walker. Dude, don't panic! Don't panic!
Mm.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've just become a Dad's Army fanatic. I've been watching episodes, even some I've seen before. I still watch them anyway.
Yeah.
You'll see me watching George and Mildred.
What's that? What's that, Paul?
You'll soon be watching George and Mildred next.
I've seen that on my YouTube feed. I haven't watched it yet. The other one I was watching was, and I can't find full episodes of it. It's a show called It Ain't Half Hot, Mom.
Oh, don't want to watch that. Oh, don't watch that one.
Oh, I have, but the YouTube feed I found, they only show like 5 or 6 minute increments from different shows.
Oh yeah, because couldn't make that
You
show
wouldn't
today.
be able to make a show like that anymore.
No, Faulty Towers too.
Yeah.
Well, the one where he he does the goose step when
Whatever you do, don't mention the war.
Don't mention the war. I think I said it once, but I
got away with it.
Yeah, sure. There's all kinds of politically incorrect humor, but you know what? I don't know about anyone else here, but I grew up in a certain era where I saw that stuff, and I had it explained to me as a boy by my parents. And I watched shows here in America where it was the same thing. I understand where it is and where that was part of that time. I've got no problem with it myself because I understand the perspective behind it. But you put someone 30 years younger than me in front of the television and you show them Monty Python or Fawlty Towers or that show we were just talking about today, they may not laugh at the humor anyway, but the racially charged stuff, they may choke on their political correctness.
Yeah.
I
can live with it because I understand it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to take off, guys.
All right, Scott. Thank you for coming in.
No worries.
Good to see
See
you
you
again.
during the week.
Off to the shops again.
On Mikey's channel.
No, I'm going to another live, actually.
That's all right. Fine.
Oh yeah, okay.
All right.
All right, go ahead.
Am I not pretty enough?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Just need,
No,
just
prior
want to catch up
commitments.
with Terry.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
All right. See you next week, guys.
Good night.
See you, Scott.
Okay, just before we get off the subject, since we're
Okay.
talking about politically incorrect humour, all I'll say is if you're going to watch It Ain't Half Hot, Mum, there's an English show that was out in the 70s called Love Thy Neighbour.
Oh yeah.
That's really, 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 there's no way you could make a show like that these days.
Did they
Yes.
But
love
it was
thy
funny at
neighbour?
the time.
Yeah,
Sorry?
yes, it was. There was nothing hateful or hurtful about it. It was just that time in England when immigration had kicked in, and
Yep.
you know,
Yeah, well, it was a period of adjustment for people who had lived all
Yeah.
their lives in the UK, and people from foreign countries are moving in, and it's a clash of not a clash, but a coming together of cultures.
yeah, just how they got
Yeah.
along,
Yeah.
and it was funny.
Yep.
Yes, to us it
And it was
is, and I think
Yeah.
I think it's funny as it's still funny to someone else today because we understand what it was, and we look at it now and we're like, okay, I'm not going to go around talking to anyone like that.
Yeah,
I am going to watch this television show because I liked it then, and I like it now. So
Well-
that's it. Now I'm not going to go telling everyone about it though, because I'm not going to lead with the chin. I'm not going to
That's
go
like-
looking for trouble.
There's an Australian movie from the 70s. It's a classic. It's called They're a Weird Mob.
Yeah.
And it's all from the viewpoint of an Italian immigrant coming into the country and learning our ways back then.
Ah, okay. Now that sounds like a really, really good film.
Especially the scene in the pub. It's your shout, mate. Why should I shout? The shout's flying around a bit. So it's a 5-minute argument of why it's your turn to buy something.
Okay, I see. Did Peter ever tell you the story about when he was in, where was it, Scotland, and he went to a pub?
Probably.
Yeah, everyone was buying him drinks because they wanted to hear him talk as an Aussie, and he was an Aussie amongst all the Scotsmen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he doesn't drink.
Well, maybe he was at the time. I could only imagine if you tell a Scotsman, "Sorry, I don't drink alcohol."
He'd collapse.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's
You hear a
like,
pin drop.
yeah.
He'd have a name for you.
Excuse me. But anyway, so how's things been going, Paul? Since you've been, you're Captain Kirk now.
Oh, well, Captain Burke mainly, but we're getting there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Have you heard from Jim or Ed here in the States?
No.
I got to give Jim a call, but Ed's been posting some videos here and there under his Bob's Hobby Shop thing. But with Jason Ill, is there if I wanted to order Outlaw Paints, is there a delay in it now because he's not making it?
Got no idea, Jim.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I hope first of all, I hope he's recovering and getting healthy. 'Cause
Yeah.
he needs it. He really needs
I
it.
did send him a message earlier this afternoon, but he hadn't replied. But I don't hold a gun to anyone's head who don't reply
Yeah.
straight away.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah. It's the same thing with me.
He will when he can.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I just hope he's doing better because he really needs to rest and give himself
Yes.
some time to be a regular bloke and just plays golf and spend time with his family and get back to the model bench and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In other words, sell the company and take a break.
Yeah. The thing is, man, it's such freaking good paint. You don't want it to just not be there anymore.
Moss has made the offer to franchise it.
Pardon me? Who has?
Moss. In
Oh, really?
UK.
Okay.
Well, I don't know how far that's gotten.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, I just hope that you can get both things. You can get Outlaw Paint back into regular production, or not back into, but I mean keep regular production, and Jason get away from it. And
Yes,
and
he needs to.
Or if he's going to keep it, then hire a bloody workforce.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's your own business, you're never going to work as hard as when you're running your own business. You're never going to work a harder day than running your own business. I know people who do it, and it's an exhausting enterprise. Every detail you got to cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nobody'd ever do it as good as you do.
Well, trust and loyalty is a fine thing, man. You got to really believe in the people you're delegating responsibility to, because it is your baby, literally. I mean, you're putting your sweat into it, and to have someone that you may not trust doing something very, very critical to the future of your business. Yeah, I could see why people kind of take in responsibility until they're really sure of someone they can turn to. So, I certainly hope he can find someone to sell it to, and he can just, because I'd like to see him back here.
Yeah.
We all would.
Yeah.
Because he can talk underwater. I can't.
Jason can talk anywhere.
He could also smoke underwater.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
And drink coffee underwater.
Yeah.
Well, that's the easiest of them all. Yeah. You might
Gum
taste a
hard.
little salty, but you know.
And gum hard-boiled lollies to death.
Oh dear. Yes.
All right,
Yes,
Jets. Well, I think
if
I'll
you're
call
watching,
it
we're
there.
Talking about you.
Sorry, James.
I just said yes, Jason. If you're watching, we're talking about you.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
He says he-
I hope you're well,
He
man.
says he watched the first one.
Okay. Well. Anyway, okay, Paul. Well, thanks for posting, and I'm sorry I was late again, but I'm gonna next week.
That's
I
all right,
promise
Jim.
I'll be on time, and
No,
I'll be
you-
ready.
We understand.
See, the thing is, I got to set my computer up. There's my workbench over there.
Yep.
I got to get this thing set up so it's not that you can see what I'm doing. I got to get one of those cameras, overhead cameras.
No problem
At least
on
I'm at
that.
the bench so I can be working while we're talking.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
just sitting
I've
there
got
in
the,
front of the bloody computer, bored as
the
hell.
two cameras set up here. That
Yeah.
was they're just the cheap ones from Office
Right.
Works.
Right. No, I'm inherently lazy and a very good procrastinator. So
Oh, that's just a man thing, isn't it? So I get told.
I think so.
Yeah.
My father would always tell Mom, "Yeah, I'll do it. And then one time my mom would just nail him to the wall and say, "Raymond, I want that done, and I want it done by the end of the week or something like that."
Yeah.
And bingo, it was finished. And it took him all of an hour. You know, whatever it
So-
was. I'm just saying
As long
that.
as we get a timeline, we're fine.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, guys. Well, thanks for having me. Good to talk.
Thank
to
you all
everyone.
for coming on again,
Yes. Everyone
Have a
take care.
nice
Be
week,
safe,
gentlemen.
and
and have a good
Later.
time
See
wherever
you.
you're at.
Okay, folks. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye, world. See you, boys.